KC Safari Rally 2025. Revisha and feel the roar.
Ko atochin eng logoiwekab emet kong'ete Kass TV ne somanun kwane Bernard Tanoi kimite ak Naomi Cherotich eng kebeberta nebo kabarunoik ara itagat. Kitaune logoiwek chetinyegei ak rabinik choto chebo basari che igoitoi serikalishekab county ole tesetai tetutik chebo kecheng walutiet kotinygei ak terchinoshek chekoityi rabinikab basari choto igoitoi serikalishekab county. Kamwa President William Ruto kole wendi koyai tuyet eng wikit nenyonei Minister nebo somanet ak kibagengeitab Council of Governors asikochob arorutiet neigochin governors chomchinetab kokoito rabinikab basari eng kipsomaninik chemaimuchigei. Kang'alali Ruto eng county nebo Embu ole katestai kokimit kole mawendi let eng makenyi nebo kotuiyo biik tugul chebo emetab Kenya koek kit agenge. Ole kotinygei ak rabinik choto bo basari ko kitonon control of budget serikalishekab county komat kotestai kokoito rabinik choto bo basari. Ole kamwa Ruto kole tesetai tetutik chebo chengsetab walutiet asikonyor chomchinet serikalishekab county nebo kotestai kokoito rabinik choto.
Wale watu wa control of budget wameambia counties ati wasitoe basari kwa watoto wetu wanaosoma, lakini nimewaeleza mambo ya masomo ni kazi ya national government, lakini national government haiwezi kufanya kazi hiyo peke yake. Tunataka tuunganishe national government na county government katika mambo yetu ya elimu, na ndio mimi nimesema waziri wa elimu na Council of Governors waketi chini wiki ijayo wakubaliane tutengeneze ile concurrence inahitajika, ndio watoto wa Kenya wanaolipiwa na counties basari waendelee kulipiwa, kwa sababu hakuna watoto wa Kenya wa national na hakuna wa county. Watoto wa Kenya ni watoto wa Kenya wote. Tumekubaliana jameni? Si tunataka watoto wetu wasome na tunataka wapatiwe basari. Hasa wale wa jamii chini kidogo tusaidie kila mtu, ndio kila mtoto apate nafasi ya kusoma. Sasa wewe ses na wenzako magavana mketi chini next week tukubaliane, ndio muendelee kupatiana basari watoto wetu wa Kenya wasome. Mungu anajua ni kwa sababu gani jamii zote ziko katika taifa letu la Kenya. Hakuna jamii iko Kenya kimakosa. Mungu ndio alipanga tuwe sisi wote hapa. Na kazi yangu kama kiongozi wa taifa ni kuunganisha jamii zote, kutoka pande zote, kutoka kaunti zote. Watu wa Kenya wakae pamoja ndio tuweze kushughulika na mambo ya maendeleo, tuondoe chuki, tuondoe ukabila, tuondoe migawanyiko, kwa sababu umoja ni nguvu. Ama namna gani jameni? Si inasemekana umoja ni nguvu? Munasema tuungane ama tutengane? Niunganishe wa Kenya wote, kutoka jamii zote, kutoka pande zote, tushughulike na mambo ya maendeleo, tusomeshe watoto wetu, tushughulike na kilimo, tuunganishe stima, tujenge barabara, tuweke maji, Kenya isonge mbele. Hebu nione wala nasema kazi yetu. Jameni, tumekubaliana? Si ndio? Kuna wengine wanasema ati tugawane, ati hawa ni wa kabila hii, sijui hawa ni wa kabila ile, chama hii, sijui chama gani, sijui pande hii, sijui mlima, sijui kwa lake, sijui kwa ocean. Sasa tukienda hiyo barabara, si Kenya hii itasambaratika?
Mimi ndio mtu yake ya mkono kwenda kutafuta mawaziri, PSS na wafanyikazi wa serikali wale wanahusika kuhakikisha amri ya rais imetekelezwa. Si namna hiyo? Si namna hiyo? Si namna hiyo? Ama mnafikiri kazi yangu nyingine ni gani? Si ni kusaidia rais kusukuma barabara zetu, kusukuma maji na stima. Kuna kazi nyingine ya deputy president? Si ni mtu ya mkono ya rais? Na si ni kazi kubwa sana hiyo ya kusaidia rais? Si is a big job. Kwa hivyo wale wanatuambia ati sisi ati tupiganishe kelele watu hapa na kuchochea wananchi kuleta uhasama, wakome na waambiwe sisi tunajua kazi yetu.
Ketesetai ko karutechi ofisaek chebo benkitab World Bank county nebo Nandi asikochikil projects cheterter cheisuldoi benkinotok eng county notok bo Nandi. Ikochin benkinotok bo World Bank serikalitab Nandi chepkondok chebo kasuldaetab projects cheterter eng tetutiet nebo financing locally led climate actions cheitorchinigei korib itondab emet ole tesetai projects cheitar tamaeng chebo olietab million 216 eng county noto bo Nandi.
We've been looking at existing portfolio of the World Bank, including even the work that was done under KDSP, the Communication Support Program, and see how we can strengthen those systems instead of putting in place systems and creating new institutions, while we can strengthen those that are existing already. You can also see from the donor side of things that we have Sweden, we have Danida, we have now FAO here, and I think Netherlands are not here, but they're part of this program. We're also trying to see how can we be more coherent in terms of our support to the country, our support to countries. So when it comes to climate change matters, KFW are putting parallel resources, for example, but fully aligning to the principles of the FLOCA program.
But as soon as we are able to regularize our HR, we know that that's something that we will continually do to update so that anybody from anywhere in this globe can access information about Nandi County on where we are as far as projects are concerned, the cost of the project, the status of the project. If it's a hospital, what is the bed capacity, how many nurses, how many clinic officers, how many other healthcare professionals are in that particular in each of those facilities.
We have a challenge of post-harvest losses and route to market. I think we've started with 5 structures. Yeah, and we are hoping that by the end of the project, if we'll continue complementing with FLOCA, we should be able to do 30, at least one per ward. And this will go a long way in supporting the post-harvest losses and even aggregation of the produce. The biggest challenge with us here is land fragmentation, so that farmers have their produce in small quantities. Unless they put them together so that they can access the market, they will not be able to benefit from it.
There's need to relook at that money and say, how do we do one critical impactful project in every ward, and then synergize over the years. Let's not look at it as an end, let's look at it as a beginning, so that we don't go doing small things that needs to be done again after 3 years. And you know, these are loans.
Corruption is, of course, a big problem in Kenya in general. It's something that the President Ruto has tried to address. But I was thinking, how do you try to address the problems with corruption and make sure that corruption cases that might occur?
Today, our procurement details on our website, on the portal, and that helps on governance to ensure that we are transparent enough and avoid issues of corruption. Secondly, we are implementing a pillar on public participation that enables us to do a public participation act and to have a directorate of public participation, of ensuring that we reach out and engage the people.
Kakotuyogei benkitab KCB ak kampunit nebo teksetab korik nebo Mivida Homes eng tetutiet nebo teksetab korik chekimenyei eng emetab Kenya. Eng koshinet nekoityi KCB ak kampunit noto bo Mivida Homes, kowendi KCB kokochini kampunitab Mivida chepkondok chebo teksetab korik ak kokoch besendo nebo mortgage chebo aletab korichoto biik chemoche kwal korichoto bunu kampunitab Mivida. Kosubkei ak director nebo mortgage eng benkitab KCB, Caroline Wanjere, kowendi KCB kokoitoi mortgage neite kebeberta 105 eng 100 eng biik cheole korik kobun Mivida asi konyumnyumit aletab korichoto.
are here to sign a strategic agreement between KCB and Mevida to support both the supply side financing, but very importantly, to support demand side financing for our respective customers who want to acquire homes with us. You see, affordable housing has had two challenges, broad challenges. If I look on the supply side, the lack of very deep project finance markets, and you need people with large balance sheets like KCB to be able to solve that side. But more importantly, it's the absence of the demand side financing in affordable mortgages. Previously, mortgages were 15-18% plus, which would have made it very difficult for people to finance their homes. This partnership at a 9.5%, 1 to 5% funding, so you don't have to raise your deposit. I think it opens up a broader segment of the population to now have an interest in investing in homes. The most important one for me is to deepen the demand side financing for housing. Today, most housing purchases are by investors. It's you and I buying a house to rent. The market is largely inaccessible to people below a certain earnings level because they haven't had financing for it. What this does is to broaden the segment of the population that now has the ability to think of buying homes and actually to finance those homes. It also comes with something important, that you no longer need to raise the 20 to 30% deposit that today you've been forced to raise. And therefore what you're doing is really broadening the base of people who can now think of buying homes. If you think about development in Kenya today and housing supply, it's a very fragmented market. The country doesn't have a broad base of what I would call institutional developers. What Mevida brings is that institutional developer and the capability, and very importantly, and the credibility that when you start the journey of owning a home with Mevida, you will get your home when it is promised.
We are excited today with this partnership with Mevida, and really what inspired this partnership is for us as KCB, driving accessibility, affordability, but inside of that, sustainability is very key. All the Mevida projects are EDGE certified, so for us that was very, very important. Then two, being developed like today on the site we are in, this is a master plan of about 47 acres. In another 20 years, the developments we are financing, where will they be? What impact will they have on the environment? So for us, that was very key, and that was the main driver that chose the kind of partnership that we want to run with Mevida. And the second thing is that they're building in scale. They have a stock of about 5,000 units. We come in handy on the end user finance through our partnership with KMRC. So we are able to give Kenyans financing up to 105%, meaning they don't need to put in a deposit. And we're also able to give them a fixed rate of 9.5%, and they can borrow up to 25 years. So even a young person who's just starting their career can actually be able to purchase a unit, because the units are below 10 million. And anybody earning 150,000, even 100,000 can actually be able to afford a unit. So just driving that agenda of affordability, accessibility, and inclusivity, so that even our younger generation can be able to buy a unit.
Ketesetai ko kagomwa President William Ruto kole imuch kong'emak kalyetab emet angot keboisie muswoknotet nebo social media eng letaitab logoiwek chemanyolu, kosubkei ak notok kocher Ruto biikab emet koker kole kaistoegei boisiet neya nebo social media, mising ko letaitab logoiwek chebo lembech anan ko chebo sosisiet. Kong'ololi Ruto eng komasta nebo Naivasha eng tuiyetab oeng nebo Mashariki Cooperation Conference nekaituiyo ofisaek che echen chebo sigeisiet kobun emotinwek chesirei 60.
Equally dangerous is the surge of misinformation and disinformation accelerated by expanding internet connectivity. False narratives, fabricated claims, and cynical distortions corrode truth, distort public trust and discourse, and erode democratic institutions. When weaponized, social media platforms become breeding grounds for hate, incitement, radicalization, and insecurity. In Kenya, we are responding with robust measures, upholding freedom of expression, promoting access to accurate information, expanding digital literacy, and institutionalizing transparency in public communication. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa's potential and promise are undeniable. We are a continent rich in natural resources, endowed with youthful population, and brimming with human capital. Our destiny lies in becoming a global green industrialization hub, beginning with climate leadership and energy transition. I want to ask all of you to make sure that the digital space, especially artificial intelligence, become part of our intelligence, inform, and we can leverage it as a tool that will enable us to be ahead of threats and risks that we face as countries, that we face as a region. And I am confident that technology, properly applied and understood, can help us solve the challenges that we face as a society today. I know that technology can also be used for other purposes, but it is your responsibility of governments, to make sure that we leverage on technology, not just to provide public services and public goods, but also leverage on technology to secure nations and to make sure that we harness stability, because without stability, it becomes very difficult for us to make progress and for there to be growth in our economies and for us to talk about any meaningful prosperity. And therefore, I want to urge all of you, as you take time to reflect on matters intelligence and how we can secure our nations better, and the use of information. And as I have said earlier, intelligence-led decision-making assists in ensuring that we have much more accurate interventions in all aspects of our nation building.
Pendi konyoru keljin kipsomaninik chebo Timboywa Primary nemite Baringo Central eng Baringo County kobun teksosiekab classrooms chebo olietab silingishek million 40 neisuldaen kibengeitab M-Pesa Foundation. Wendi kibengeinoto bo M-Pesa Foundation koteche classrooms chelelach chebo grade 1 agoi grade 9 koboto kot nekisomonen nebo ECDE eng sugulinotok eng tokyinetab kekanapta somanet. Wendi kora kotechei M-Pesa Foundation lab nebo science anan science laboratory eng sugulinotok asikotoret eng kanaptaetab somanet. Isuldaen kora M-Pesa Foundation boisionik cheterter eng sugulishek cheboto Kabropita Girls, Sirwa Primary School ak Mogotio Primary eng tokyinet noto nebo kanapta somanet. Ole eng arawet netai kenyini kokitoi project age M-Pesa Foundation eng Maram Primary School koboto sugulit noto nebo Cloud Academy nekinyor tekset nebo classrooms eng kenyit nekosirtoi.
So my name is Joe Ogutu, Chairman Safaricom Foundation. Today we're here at Tomboyo to break ground for renovation and also expansion of Tomboyo School. The work that we're doing here is under the program that M-Pesa Foundation refers to as Citizen of the Future. Now the purpose of this program, and it's going to expand to 600 schools across the country. The purpose of this program is to make sure that our children have a learning environment that allows them to study well, allows them to get digital skills. This is central to this program of Citizens of the Future. And the reason is that the world is going digital. And if we are to prepare our children for this digital future, then it is important that at the very early stage, they have a curriculum that supports them to get digital skills and therefore to equip them to contribute to the future that is indeed digital. So in this school and in all schools that we are supporting under the Citizen of the Future, we are putting an ICT lab. An ICT lab that has a 40-seater, which is equipped with modern computers, which is equipped with digital screens, which is equipped also with connectivity to ensure that they're able to connect to the internet. So together with this program, we are working with the Ministry of Education to ensure that all the teacher training colleges, in a program that also includes the World Bank, that all teacher training college graduates have got the digital skills, so that when they come out, they're able to impart those skills to the students that come under their care and under their tutelage. We feel that together with the ministry, that is central to whatever that we're doing in our comprehensive schools, in our senior schools, and also right through to the university. So this is the contribution that M-Pesa Foundation seeks to make towards the sector of education.
My name is Ramadhani Bosolo Hussein, the head teacher at Timboyua Comprehensive School. We have been experiencing challenges, matters to do with the teachers performing their duties in class. The classes have been having a problem: 1, leakages, 2, potholes on the floors, and 3, windows were in tatters. Also, we have been experiencing a problem with the science lab. Since we have the junior school, the ministry's policy, you need to have a science lab. And we have been promised by the Safaricom Foundation that they are giving us a science lab. Matters to do with the ICT. This is a rural school set in a background where we have very many people that are challenged. 1, on getting the gadgets to do with the ICT, the computers, and the connectivity. So we want to thank our partners who are Safaricom, partnering matters to do with education, that they have promised to give us the computer lab, which will assist the learners matters to do with ICT, so that they can grow up with the other people in the world. 2, our washrooms, sanitation facilities. We have had makeshifts made of iron sheets with very poor floors, but we have been promised that we shall be given enough sanitation facilities for the teachers, for the girls, for the boys, and for the dormitories. When I come to the girls' dormitories, it has been number 1, an old dormitory that was built in 1985, very small, without proper beds, without proper ventilations, and also the person taking care of the girls, who is the matron, has been given a chance to have a room whereby she can conduct her activities from her room, and that will be her office, so that our girls can stay safe. And luckily enough, we have been given a sanitation facility, a girls' toilets and bathrooms at the same place. We want to thank the M-Pesa Foundation for at least thinking about the child, for at least coming to Baringo Central and assisting our school, so that we can strive in matters to do with education.
So kwa hivyo hata kuenda kusema ile kitu tutaanzia, na mumeona ukipewa ile budget ambayo imewekwa kwa hii project ya shule, kumaliza hii mambo yote, kufanya redesigning ya shule mzima kutoka ECD na hii shule na yote, alafu tuweke science lab, tuweke library, na pia tuweke ICT lab. Hiyo yote itakarimu shilingi milioni 51. Nyinyi mmesikia? Milioni ngapi? Kwa kasa kwege? So kwa hivyo siku ya leo sisi tunashukuru kampuni ya Safaricom.
Ko noto ka Ramadhan Busulo Hussein ne inendet ko kanetindet neo nebo Timboiwa Primary School, Joseph Ogutu ne nebo ngecheret eng Safaricom Foundation ak Lawrence Kibet ne ine ko Director General Public Investment and Portfolio Management eng National Treasury chengololi akobo toretet noto koikoito M-Pesa Foundation eng sukulitab Timboiwa Primary. Kokoyotok ko kakeit let eng logoiwekab emet ak tetutiet nebo Kass Mashinani nebo rani komut kasi. Kainenyu ko Bernard Tanoi amakun kit age tugul nemie testai iker Kass TV amu kimnotet naet kokimite ak Naomi Cherotich eng kebeberta nebo kabarunoik.
With the WRC Safari Rally 2025, Revisha and feel the roar.
We will be meeting you at the end.
Maganji Buddha.
You either do something or I will.
Taking the table.
I've made up my mind.
Emergency protocol initiated. Unikumbuki.
You're the best person who is suited to guide.
Yes. I wish you good luck, Godspeed, and all the best.
Oh, are you ready?
We're losing time.
Oh my.
If you don't get it, forget about it.
Tache Mama County nebo Wasiringishu Gladys Boss Sholey eng Gibagenge ak Gibagenge tablabatet eng Emoni Athletics Kenya Ruoik ak biikab emet eng labatet nebo lo nebo Eldoret City Marathon nekiyoe tarik 27 arawani eng taonitab Eldoret. Igimiti Mama County risitab itonwekab emet parak kobun Climate Action ak kanaptaetab talents chebo ruoik kobun labatenywa. Tesetai siretabkei nebo labatani eng taonitab Eldoret eng Grand Prix Marathon Office Rupa eng ground floor iten ko Oasis Hotel Lilies Kapsabet ko Kipchoge Complex nemiten taonitab Kapsabet. Kisiregei silingisiek 1,500 eng labatosiek chebo 42 kilometers murenek ak kwonyik ak 10 kilometers nebo fun race anan iwe www.eldoretsitymarathon.co.ke.
Kitu ni mzito. Yaje Maureen.
Poa sana.
Unaona yako ni mzito mpaka yani hata kidogo nikuje na pika.
Kabisa, yangu ni mzito. Ya, mimi naitwa Maureen Mwerikia, nimetoka Waroko huku tu Nairobi.
Aya, huyu ni Maureen ameshinda 700,000. Kwanza uliekelea shingapi ndio ushinde hiyo?
140.
140 yenye mtu wa butchery ukataa kunikatia nyama.
Hii itanisaidia na vitu mob. Nita expand biz. Unaona vitu kaa hiyo, niko na tumadeni hapa kule nita settle. Yeah.
So hivyo unasema tukitoka hapa? Wewe hauna deni.
Sina deni.
Wewe si kama Kenya. Umedaka mamili.
Umedaka.
Congratulations.